Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, this is my first video. As you can tell, oh, also I got these two necklaces. They will be in the description down below, as far as also my nose cuff that I got just in case y'all want to check that out. So in this video today, I'm going to be talking about, or basically give you a little story time on how I manifested on getting my license. So if any of you girls feel like, oh, I can't get my license, or I feel like I have no hope of getting my license, like at some point, girl, I got you. I got tips, all of that, everything that you need to know about how to get your license. So first thing was, I think, let's just go back to the whole story, sis. Okay, so the tea was that I think back in, I want to say like 17, I decided, I was like, man, I'm like 16, 17 years old, like, I don't have a license. Or actually, no, I was out of high school, so I was 18, 19, one of the two. So I decided that I was going to basically get my license, because I was like, well, I don't want to be just without, you know, my license, because obviously I want to get a car so that way I can, you know, skirt. So I decided that I was going to get my license. So I decided to sign up on oh my gosh, Aceable. That's the place. I did the, what was it, the 16, no, the 6 hour class. So that's basically like, if you're 18 older, you can go ahead, you can go ahead and you can go ahead and do that course, because it only takes 6 hours. I did it within like a day and a half, basically. That's how fast it is. It's just a lot of reading. Dreadful. A lot of reading. So then I took the, I skipped over to basically getting my permit. So once I passed my Aceable, which basically, if it's in your area, depending on your state, you can take it. And then your DMV, you take that. Basically, you get to skip all of that course, whatever stuff. You just take it down there to your DMV. Then they will give you your permit, or basically they'll sign off for it, and then you'll take the picture and get your permit. So that's what I did. So after that, I decided that I was like, well, I think I'm going to go ahead and try to learn how to drive. So I learned how to drive. I did that. Your girl was basically just a starter. Like, I had drove before, probably like when I was in 8th grade, but it really wasn't like an experience on where you actually get to be on the road. But you had to have somebody in the car with you. So I basically learned how to do that, which was not bad at all. So over time, I learned, I got the maneuvers, I got everything else. So it was leading up to me being like, fast forward like 3 years later, I had a lot of family problems that was going on. So it kind of led me to kind of like take away from my driving. But I was like, oh well. So then I basically was saying like, I'm really excuse me, I really want to get my license. Like, I did want to get my license. Like, it's like, I'm getting older. Like, I'm at the time now, like, I'm 21. Like, what's going on? Fast forward, I'm being 23. Mind you, I'm 24 now. So I decided, I said, well, this is what I'm going to do. I'm not going to sit up here and wait, because what's the point of waiting? Like, you know, there's no point of waiting to get my license. Like, basically, I felt confident, and I'm going to get to the tips in just a second. But I figured out that I had prayed, girl, prayer works. Believe it or not, prayer works. And I sat up and I said, you know, I was talking to the Most High. I said, I really want to get my license. Like, I'm determined. I have faith. I have trust in you that, you're going to lead me, and mind you, here on where I live, the DMV down here is not, they are just not good. They're not welcoming people. Like, some of them can be a little rude. And I was like, I just do not want a bad driver. So I want somebody nice, just asking for somebody nice, So I decided, I said, you know what? I said, I got this. So the only thing that I was worried about was the parallel parking. Now, mind you, I was asking my coworkers. I was like, hey, when you got your license, like, did you, like, when you parallel park, like, was it easy? Was it hard? And she was like, no, it's not hard because it's like basically you're gonna do it one time and that's it. Like, basically, I've only parallel parked one time. And out of my whole driving experience now, like, basically, I've only parallel parked like one time. Which I don't even know why. Like, in California, like, I think maybe in like another state, they basically took parallel parking out of their driving test, which that was okay. Which they should do it here too in Texas, but yeah. But anyway, so I decided that I was going to basically, get it together. So I practiced for like 2 weeks prior to my appointment. I said, you know what? I said, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make my appointment. I'm going to pass my road test. So I made the appointment. This was in July, I think. I made the appointment, or somewhere in there, something like that. But my appointment was like August something. I can't remember. So I basically practiced up until then. So I was practicing parallel parking, doing all of that. So once I was doing the parallel parking situation, like, I would basically get frustrated, get so mad, because it was literally like I would do it the first time, and once I did it the first time, literally, like, all the other times I could not do it. Like, I could only do it perfectly the first time. So I go, and I'm basically like, okay, I'm basically gonna do this road test, like, period, point blank, period. So I go, and it's the day of my road test. So I'm like, oh no, that's the day of my road test. Like, oh. But, your girl got in there. I basically, the only thing bad is that I basically did the backing, like, kind of like where it was like on the curb a little bit. And I'm like, oh my gosh. But she was like, no, you're fine. It's okay. So we continue to do the road test and stuff. So I'm learning everything that I know. I'm looking left. I'm looking right. Double checking. Like, please. Double check. Please. Because ain't no telling who gonna come out in front of you or behind you out of nowhere. Because people drive crazy. Mind you. So, then she basically told me, this is where, like, my heart was like, because it was a parallel parking time. So when I got to the parallel parking part, I said, you know what? I said, I got a little technique, and I'm gonna teach y'all that technique when y'all want to do the parallel parking situation. So I go and I do this little, thing that I do with my technique. I get in there. She was like, you can adjust your mirrors, because I thought you wasn't gonna be able to adjust your mirrors, but she let me do that. So I go and I adjust my mirrors the way that I want. She told me, she was like, okay, now let's parallel park. So I did that. Girl got in there, got out of there, parked. And she was like, as far as the backing, you only missed 3, but you made like a 97. So you passed, you can go in. And I was like, girl, I was crying to the core, because I worked so many years so hard to get to this point. And so, like, my grandmother, she did pass away in 2018. And, she was my forever angel. And so I just, I know she would have loved to see me get my license, But, I know that she's with me in spirit. So that's the most thing. But, it was just an awesome experience to know that, like, hey, I can finally drive by myself, be able to, even though I was, past of where, like, I wish I would have, what I know now, like, I wish I would have known back then. So it was like an experience for me, but it was fun. It was very fun. Okay, so let's now get to the tips on what you need to, and also, by the way, I also listened to this, I don't know the video, but I'll probably, once I find it, I'll probably link it down in the description below also. But this also helped me also get my license. Like, it really worked. But prayer first of all. But this also, like, was a helping aid also to get my license. But I'm gonna link it down in the description below for the ones, that are trying to learn how to drive. It doesn't matter how old you are, time limit on, when you get it. It doesn't matter, I thought I was like, everybody else 16, 17 got their life. Like, world, it's okay. It's okay. Trust me. So now we're going to get to the tips and everything else that you need to know when you get your license. So the first thing is you have to make sure that you have at least done a course, like basically a driving course, before you take your driving test. Now, I don't know about other states, but I know here in Texas, you have to take a driving course, or you can do it online, like I did with Aceable, which I think is the simplest thing, because going to a course and spending all that money when I only spent, like, back then it was like $37, I think. I don't know how much it is now, but don't quote me on it, but I think I paid $37, but you can check. And I'll link the link down in the description below as well, so that way y'all know. Another thing, you need basically if you have your permit already from your course, then just bring your permit and basically everything on that checklist that you're gonna need, depending on if you took it by Aceable online or you took it by in-person course. So basically have everything, including your permit, including that paper that you need to take to your DMV for your driver's license. So please have all of your paperwork, because basically down here, like, if you don't have all your paperwork, they will send you back home, or you can go and get it and come back up here. That's only your two options, but most likely it's like you'll have to start the process all over, and you don't want to do that. So just make sure, I would say maybe 2 nights before, or probably like I would say a week. That way you have enough time to, like, get all your stuff in order, just in case, like, you don't know where something is. You have plenty enough time prior to your appointment to, get everything done. So I would say some tips. Okay. Please eat before you go and take your road test. Like, please, like, your brain functions off of fuel. So basically, if I'm saying that correctly, your brain basically will work when you have food in your stomach, because then, like, you'll be more focused. You won't be as nervous. Like me, I was nervous, but I had to make sure I ate something before I went down to take my test. So please eat something before you go, okay? And remember, take deep breaths before you go. Also, before your instructor gets in the car with you, take deep breaths and tell yourself, always have a positive mindset when you go, when you're about to take your test, because that will boost your confidence. Because me, I was like, I got this, I can do this, I'm going to pass my road test, I just kept saying that over and over and over again. And if you fail, it's not the end of the world, I promise. Like, it's just a stepping stone on what you need to work on. Me, not everybody gets the first chance, but it's not to say that, like, you can't pass on the first try like me. I thought I was going to fail, but me, like, I had that confidence. Like, you can't put negativity in your mind. Once you take that negativity out and you put positivity, you got it, period. So another thing that I would say is basically just do everything that you learned and do it double. Basically what I mean by that is that if you know, okay, when you let's just say, for example, you're driving down the road and she tells you to like, you're finna get in a turning lane or to make a right. She tells you to make a right or make a left or whatever. When you get on that signal, put your signal on, and I want you to check all your mirrors first. Then I want you to look, and I want you to look again and look to get over to make sure that nobody is over there on your side, because people will skedaddle up on you. Just point blank, period. They will. No cap. So basically, also the little technique that I'm going to tell y'all on how to parallel park. Basically, when you get to, let's just say when you have to parallel park, what you're going to do is you're going to line your bumper or the back of your car with the pole. So basically, when you get in there, when you get in your bumper, I'm sorry, hold on, scratch that, cause it's been like It'll be almost a year in August since I did this. So basically, I believe it's either, I want to say it's your back bumper. That's what I want to say. But anyway, I want to say that. But it might be your, either one. It's either the first or the second. But anyway, you got to line it up with your bumper. So, or basically, you got to line the pole up with the car. So, when you do that, you're going to turn your wheel all the way to the right. And then what you're going to do is when you start backing, count until you see that pole. Once you see that pole, I did it to about, I think, 3 until I saw that pole. Then that's when you know to straighten your wheel straight. Okay? And then once you back up and you see that pole in your back, in your mirror, in the back, that's when you know, okay, it's time to turn to the left to get in there. That way. And it's like, you just have to practice that technique, but basically like every time. But I promise you, it works. Because it did it for me. Now, if it don't work for you, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm just giving a tip here. You know. But you can make up your own tip. But that's what helped me. And so, you know, I thought that was easier. But it's just practice makes perfect. Practice makes perfect. But other than that, like I said, pray. You know, that, you know, you're going to pass roses. But speak positive energy into yourself and your mind. Because your mind or your words become your reality. So, that's why I always, every time something negative come up, I basically put it with the positive. And that's what you need to do. So, if y'all like this video, I hope that this helps anybody with anything that they needed. I'll be answering questions. If you guys have any in the comment section down below, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I will try to post when on my off days, so probably like Tuesdays and Thursdays if anything changes, but I'll try to be consistent with these videos for you guys. So I just want to make that clear. So I just, you know, more videos are coming. With all of that being said, my lovely melanin people, thank you for watching. Peace.